There is a press conference going on in Cambridge with regard to the arrest of Henry Louis Gates. Thanks, Bob Bazell, with us in Atlanta. Now, the woman who made the 911 call that led to the arrest.
After this presser, leave her alone, please. You know, she's had a lot of folks at her house. It's been really hard for her, and she's doing this primarily because it's been emotionally difficult for her to handle the media at her home. So please, after this, respect her privacy. She will not be doing any one-on-one interviews, so no worries there. As this story has unfolded, as you all know, we've talked a lot about and debated the overreactions of three men: Professor Gates, Sergeant Crowley, and even President Obama. All men with special training in one way or another on the important topics at issue in this controversy. Well, I'm here today, proud to introduce all of you to the one person who did not overreact. A woman with no special training, who nevertheless did everything right, and you've all heard the tape, when she made a measured, thoughtful, and objective call to 911 to report suspicious activity. Any one of us would be lucky to have such a person living or working in our neighborhood. Someone who cares enough to get involved, but is conscientious enough not to overreact, or worse, react in the wrong way to the wrong information. So the three highly trained guys who reacted badly are getting together tomorrow for a beer at the White House, and that's a good thing. But the one person whose actions have been exemplary will be at work tomorrow here in Cambridge. I don't know, maybe it's a guy thing. She doesn't like beer anyway. I do know that if Lucia Whalen is an example of the type of person who lives and works in Cambridge, Massachusetts, then contrary to the criticism early on, as race relations go, Cambridge is doing real well. As you have all heard, the City of Cambridge is convening a panel of experts to come up with ideas for best practices in cases like this, and I'd like to suggest someone who should have a seat at the head of that table. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucia Whalen.
Thank you for being here and giving me this opportunity to speak with you today. I was not planning to make a public statement, but after the media managed to reach my mom, I thought I'd better speak for myself. The criticism at first was so painful for me and difficult. I was frankly afraid to say anything. People called me racist and said I caused all the turmoil that followed, and some even said threatening things that made me fear for my safety. I knew the truth, but I didn't speak up right away because I did not want to add to the controversy. After the tapes came out, there was so much public support. I felt better about the idea of speaking publicly. And then when my mom made her comments, I figured it was time for me to say a few words. First, I would like to thank my wonderful husband for his support and love throughout this ordeal. I would like to thank my parents. As people around the country were saying and thinking the worst things of me, my family knew the truth, and their support made all the difference.
You good.
I am proud to have been raised by two loving parents who instilled in me values including love one another, be kind to strangers, and do not judge people based on race, ethnicity, or any other feature other than their character. I am also proud to be a member of the Cambridge community, and while I do not live there, I have worked for more than 15 years. Cambridge is a wonderful place, And when I was called racist, and I was a target of scorn and ridicule because of the things I never said. The criticism hurt me as a person, but it also hurt the community of Cambridge. Now that the tapes are out, I hope people can see that I try to be careful and honest with my words. It never occurred to me that the way I reported what I saw be analyzed by an entire nation. But so many people have responded with words of support. I hope now that the truth of the tapes will help heal the Cambridge community as much as it has helped to restore my reputation and integrity. I also want to say that I respect the Cambridge police as well as Professor Gates, and I hope my decision to speak out does not add any controversy to what has been a difficult situation. A special thanks to my entire family, friends, neighbors, and co-workers for their support. It really helped me a lot.
Lucia, could you answer a question just about, did you ever talk to Sergeant Crowley?
As I said, the only words I exchanged were I was the 911 caller, and he pointed to me and stay right there.
Nothing more?
Nothing more than that.
Lucia, could you give us an idea from your perspective what you saw as you were standing on the street there when you made the call?
No.
Did you find any inaccuracies in the police report, given that he said he had spoken to you directly and that you had said that they were African Americans?
She's not going to answer questions about the police report.
Comment on whether there were inaccuracies.
She won't comment on that.
Can I ask Ms. Whalen, was there anything
you might have a chilling effect on other citizens that might want to call into police and report possible crimes?
I honestly would hope not, but obviously what I have experienced has been very hurtful towards me. So I would hope that would not be the case.
A lot of people are looking ahead to tomorrow. If you could say something to the President, Professor Gates, and Sergeant Crowley as they're having their beer at the White House tomorrow, what would you want them to know?
Oh, goodness. I honestly have not even thought about that, to be honest with you. I've been emotional and have not even been able to gather thoughts on that. So
anything you want people to learn from all this?
I would hope that people would learn not to judge others, and to really base it on facts prior to scrutinizing someone, especially so damaging. I would hope that.
Sorry, have you learned anything about, has anything been learned about race relations in the United States through all this? No.
I'm not going to comment on that.
True, Lucia, that you're Portuguese descent.
Well, you know what? Let everybody else have a turn. Go ahead.
You've clearly been victimized through this. How do you feel about this whole process, how it's affected you? Because clearly you're shaken by it. As a person, what would make you feel better? Because they're having this meeting tomorrow to make them feel better. What would make you feel better? Could there be anything?
Well, what has made me feel better is that the truth is out, and that I feel good about.
Could you just tell us a little bit about your background?
I am of Portuguese descent. I'm an American. I was born here.
first generation? Is your parents from Portugal?
Yes, my parents are from Portugal, and I am first generation.